morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having an amazing day so far today. This is Rob. Welcome to Market Mornings. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you please type the number 1 in the chat or the comment section, let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. Nothing worse than talking to myself for the next little bit. And as you do, keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes. Nothing's meant to be advice or recommendations. If you like what you see, make sure you're following along with the various social platforms that we have out there. We've got a ton of them, guys, with great content going out on a regular basis on all of them. All right. And with that, I want to jump in and take a look at the futures. So right now we've got everything red, but it's kind of flattish reddish. There's really not much happening there. So the ES is down 4 3/4. The Dow is down 7. The NASDAQ is down 30. The RUT's down 10 cents. Whoa, 10 whole cents. Bitcoin's down 85. We're back under 20K again. Ethereum's at 1,300. We're only down about 11.5. Gold is down 25. It's funny. Last evening we had a wedding for a family member. My wife's cousin got married, and I met another cousin's fiance for the first time last night, who's a trader who's got massive money in gold. He said he's got a couple hundred pounds of gold and silver in his house. I'm thinking this guy's crazy keeping all that laying around the house. He's got a portable safe he carries it in. But anyway, he was talking about the crash of gold, and he's expecting a huge rise in it. And hopefully he's right, because I've got my fair share of precious metals as well. I just don't have them in safes at my house. But gold down a bit today of everything. And then crude oil, man, we're $92. Yeah, we're down for the day, 34 cents, but we're still at $92 right now. So we're going to see that jacking up of prices on gas start happening. So let's take a look at trades from over the last week on Friday. So whatever trades you did last week, go ahead and share if you wouldn't mind. Drop them in the comment section there. It doesn't matter if they were funded or non-funded. It doesn't matter if they worked, didn't work, you broke even. That's not the reason behind it. The reason behind it is a documentation, an accountability measure, if you will. Instead of me getting on the phone with everybody saying, hey, what'd you do on Friday with your trades? This is it. This is the place to drop it in. Bam, bam. In 2 or 3 minutes, we kind of go through everything. I'm going to share with you what we did on Friday as well. And then we'll rock on like Donkey Kong. So AMD was one of the companies on our list that cut sales forecast. We looked at a bear call spread above 65 on AMD. So let me jump over to AMD first. All right, so we got AMD as a 5-minute chart. You can see the gap down and then a good continuation throughout the rest of the day. We were able to get 20 cents on the 65.66. And it expired worthless. It had no value left to it to the end of the day. I didn't close the position out. I just let it wipe out by day's end. So that was the main trade from here that I called off of this list. But everybody who's been in this with me before knows SPY, QQQ are always positions we look at on pivot points, that I look at on pivot points. We had a huge gap down on Friday. We retested that pivot line, and then we failed. Great move off of there. Brought in about, was it 80 cents? Yeah, it was about 80 cents on that position. Friday for me is covered call day. I am out there and I'm managing covered call positions. I'm either A, closing out the positions I have if they're close, or B, I'm just going to sell more calls on top of that because the ones I have are expiring worthless. They're a penny, and they are, $3, $4, $5 away from where the stock price is right now. With the move we've taken this last week, that's exactly what happened. So Google, Tesla, Amazon, all those expired worthless. I wrote Google, Amazon, Tesla. I didn't write a covered call. I sold naked puts. So if I get put the stock, and I sold them for this Friday. If I get put the stock, so be it. I don't care. I want more of the Tesla shares. I will be buying them at $14 or $15 lower than I bought the last ones at. So I'm ecstatic if they make me buy it. By all means, do it, because I'm going to buy the shares anyway. This is just a forced way of doing it, and they pay me $1.25 to buy the shares, $10 or $12 lower than it was when I bought the last ones. So I'm happy about that. But lots of covered positions last week on Friday, and that's what I do. I even did a video on it that I uploaded that was, hey guys, it's Friday, check your account. You got to go through and start looking at your account each and every Friday and make sure you don't miss something. I had 23 open trades, open positions, which include the stock, the covered calls, the naked puts, directional trades, diagonals. I had 23. I think it was 23. 23 open positions. TradeStation, I can only see about 8 or 9 of them on my window the way that I've got it set up. So either I full screen it where I can't see anything else, charts and so forth, or I've got to make sure I scroll through. I sort by the account. I sort by the expiration date. I sort by those things, and make sure I close all the positions out. So Friday, always a big day for me. All right, there we go with that. Let's see what you guys did. Good morning, everybody. Let's see. Back from vacay. Good, Erica. Glad to hear it. Let's see. No, Larry said no trades for me. PDT, restriction, been paper trading, futures and FX. So the one thing about that, Larry, is if your account and pattern day trader rule says you can only do 3 funded trades, intraday funded trades in a 5-day period. That's it. TradeStation even has a button that tells you how many you've done, right? On your account page. But that's unless you have an account that's over $25,000, then it doesn't matter. So the way around it is if you wipe out the margin component of that account, pattern day trader rule goes away. It's just when you spend your money today, you're done. So if you got $2,000 and you bought an option for $2,000 and you closed it out today, you're done, right? You spent your $2,000. There's no margin, so it doesn't re-up until the next day. But that would give you the ability to do 5 intraday trades in a 5-day period at a minimum, right? If you had $2,000 and you only spent $500, you could do 4 intraday trades that day, right? So that's the way around the pattern day trader rule. You got to decide if it's right for you. Robert said, took profits on AMD 10 cents. Bingo, baby. Bear call spread. 4 cents on 50-cent spread with SAVA, S-A-V-A, and 55 cents on the SPX on Condor. Losses on pins and MSTR. All right, there you go. Good job, Robert. Good job. Sean said it gets tough trading credit spreads with a cash account. Your cash requirement is insane on TradeStation. And you're right, Sean. And you've got to check into all of that. I did see something come up on TradeStation that they're loosening restrictions on margin for some of their FX, their futures products. Crude was one of them, right, where they were lessening the amount that you were going to be required to put in there. They had jacked it up on after COVID insanely on how much you had to have, and they're finally starting to come back in line with some normal pricing. By the way, I'm not blaming TradeStation. Everybody did it. They all did it. All right, let's go take a look at today's trade setups. So I do have a list prepared for us. Let me go ahead and get my option chain open there. Let me change that over there. Let's do that there. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, and we're ready to go. I'm just opening the option chain on one of my 6 monitors here that I can see it and we can chat at the same time. So General Motors got a downgrade today. They are down $1.50 to $32.14. So let's go see. You can see the entire fib here. I wanted to start that off there, but it's a little bit too zoomed out for me. So let's see this first, 30 to 34. We got $4 in here. Let's go and put an 809 in there, negative 809. We're going to split that level in half. We need it. There she goes. Well, maybe it's not 809. Let's see. It's not. No, the wrong one. So negative 5 is what it is. So we put the 809 in there. Probably don't need it at all, but let's see. Let's put that in. Let's take that back out because I'm not sure if we need it or not. Okay, perfect. There it is. So we're sitting right now at 32.12, just above that 31.85. So we're going to look at a bear call spread above 34. So what we're doing basically, in a nutshell, is we are banking, not betting, banking that the stock doesn't make it back above 33.71. It's going to, if it does run up, it'll fail again, hitting resistance, lower highs, lower low type things. And if that's the case, as long as we remain below that $34 level, hence above 34, so we're going to sell the 34 and buy the 35. As long as we remain in that realm, whatever the premium is, we get to keep it all. And if you are uncertain of how to do some of this, guys, if you go over to tradinglikeaboss.com, how to trade news candidates, we put it up there, right? So I'm never going to leave you without resources to do some of these things, right? Every one of you should be registered for today's Power Hour. It's a resource. Every one of you should be registered for Friday's Trading Coaches Playbook. It's a resource, right? So go ahead and get yourselves in those trainings. And there's more on this page, and there will be more to come, right? So go ahead and check that out if you're unsure on how to do these types of trades. But they are the right trades for this type of trading. If we were only looking at switchback trades, it's a whole different set of rules that we trade off of. This system, which is news-driven, news-based, this is how we do it the safest, where we're not having the whipsaw where you get a stock gaps down $4 and you buy a put option and it just starts to climb right from there. Get you out of the realm of that. If it gapped down and you did the trade that I'm sharing and it starts to come against you, there's still a very high probability that you're right in that trade. Okay? All right. So that's number one, GM. Lowe's. How low can you go? So Lowe's is down 380. They also got a downgrade today. Let's see, 185 to 196 of 10, 11, 12. So we're okay here. Let's see. So 85 to 97 is 12. No, we do need a fib in there. So let's go add the negative 136. Means we're also going to need a 118. So let's just put that in right away. It's not affecting us today, but we're going to need it, so we'll put it on the chart effectively. So if we're sitting right now at 193, we're down here, right, kind of in the middle. So we're going to look at a bear call spread above 197. Now, they're all 197 halves and 200s. So if we look real quick, 197 half, and this does not account for the $4 move, right? So if we go, we'll have to look at a whole. If we just go one strike, so we're looking at close to $1 we should get for the $2.50 spread, give or take. But right now on Friday, excuse me, on Friday's numbers, it was about $1.20-ish. Today we're probably looking at about $1 of premium that we're looking for. So I'll take that on a $2.50 spread, and that's 40% rate of return if I'm right on that trade. I will take it all day long. All right, Sean just dropped it in. I just saw the screen move on the comment section. We've only got 3 candidates left for today. So drop in the stocks that you want me to take a look at, and we'll kind of analyze them. If you tell me the trade setup you're considering, buying calls, credit spread, diagonal, iron condor, whatever it is, if you tell me the strategy, I can analyze the chart that way. If you just say, look at Microsoft, I will, but I don't really know where you're going with it, what your thought process is. And you may not have a thought process. And that's okay. Say that then. Hey, I'm not really sure what type of trade would be best for this setup right now. And I'll give you that too. All right? Excuse me. So drop those in. A lot of screaming at the wedding last night. Voice is going. I can feel it already. All right. So Merck is our next one. MRK. They got an upgrade. They're our only one this morning that is up at all. They're up $2.12 to $89.72, just about 90. So 89.72 puts them above that 89.48. Doesn't get me very excited that that's where they are. Is barely above that fib line. Okay. Let's see, 85.5 to 89.5. That's $4. So we definitely need to split this level in half down here. So let's do that first. Let's go out of negative 136. Oh, wrong one. Negative 136 is in. It's 118. All right. So that's first. Right, 87.5. What do we have here? So we've got an 87.5. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at a bull put spread below 87. Right now, I've got a lot of room of protection inside of there that if we're up above this level, 89.72, we've got to break all the way down below the next fib line to even get in trouble. So I definitely like the setup on this one a lot. Right? Assuming the market holds and Merck holds, I do like it. All right, drop in your candidates, folks. Proctoring Gamble. That is our next one. PG. They got a downgrade from Goldman Sachs. So right now, PG is down 155. Proctoring Gamble is one that I have traded hundreds of times with diagonal spreads. I like them. They are not a very vicious mover. They work extremely well longer term for diagonal spreads, longer term. I'm buying 3 or 4 months of time, usually at minimum, 4 months, usually a minimum of 120 days of time is what we're looking for. So 4+ months. Not what I'm looking for today. This is news driven. I want to get in, get out, take my profits, walk away. So if we look, they are at 122.72. So 120 to 126, $6. That number is 5. It's smaller. So I need to split this level in half. All right. So we're going to add a negative 809 in there. You heard me use that number before. And now 122.72 is the number we're at right now. And where's the line? 122.90. So why did we stop there? When I look short term, nothing gives me that level that says, yes, I could see why it stopped there. We can go back and look historically. And just for kicks and giggles, let's go snap a line at that price point and see what it does. All right, so if we go back to 21, we had 3 days we spent down there. Right? If we keep going, we had some time there in 2019 that we spent there, right? But when you're looking at this more current view and saying, all right, why did it stop there? That stuff back in 2021, that singular point, yeah, it's a level, but there's not a lot of support there, folks. It's there. Why did it happen here? Why are we at that level now? It's all about human emotion and where things tend to move to and stop. Doesn't mean we're going to bounce from here. Doesn't mean we're going to fall from here. It means we tend to hesitate around the fib levels. And that's exactly what we did right at that fib level. So on PG, if we're sitting at 122.72 right now, we're going to look at a bear call spread above 126, which takes us above the next fib line in there. All right. And then last, certainly not least is Riven, RIVN. Now, they're an interesting company, right? Automaker, right? All EV, blah, 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 blah. They're down right now, $2.17. They have a recall on which cars? Just about all of them. Almost every car they've sold has a recall on it. This is not good, right? I would not want to be that car manufacturer and or the buyer. Certainly wouldn't want to be the shareholder right now with a car that they're recalling everything. Now, they're not down as much as I thought they would be on this type of a news. I guess we've got to see where it goes, but it was like 9% pre-market. I think they're down right now. So that, which is decent, but they're down at $32 right now. Let me see a better view here. So let's see, 34 to 42 is 8. Yeah, I mean, we're all over the place. 28 to 34 is 6. So we need to split these levels in half. So we're sitting right now at 31.77. There's a 31.16. So we're going to look at a bear call spread above 34. Right? Could we go above 35? You could, but with this type of news, to me, I think there's enough cushion there that it doesn't go, whoo, that was a mistake on the move on the stock today. We're only down $2 in jingle right now on a, let's recall every car, or just about every car, they said, that they've ever made. So it isn't like that they go, nah, never mind, we don't really have to. Unless they sold them to people that live on Mars and they know they're not bringing them back, then that's okay, I guess, right? But again, I don't think that's the case. All right, let's go take a look at your candidates. I'm going to first shift over to a different watch list so I can get all the data on each and every candidate you guys drop in. Robert Stewart, Apple is first one. Let's see. Let's plug Apple in pre-market and see what the heck they're doing. If we spelled it right, I hit a hyphen after it. So they're up 17 cents right now. Apple, she is. S&P, the ES has gone up $3.50 now. So it was down 4. Now it's up 3. We're just flip-flopping. We're very flattish so far this morning. All right. So if we're sitting at 140.26, we're just below that resistance level. So if we fail off of here, Robert, you know, I like Apple a lot to the downside if we're failing off of this 145.66 level. I'm sorry, this is a 141.33 level if we fail. If we break up, retest, and bounce, Robert, we've got a nice opportunity up to the 145.5, especially if there's a resistance level over there with the 8 moving average. All right, so something to keep your eye on. So that's number one. And Robert said, and Tesla, I guess, credit spreads. Okay, so credit spreads, Robert, if you're looking at it from a spreads standpoint, 140.27. The 141 is a little bit it's a little close. So caution if you're doing above the 141. It would definitely be better above the 146 if you can get enough premium on it. All right. And then Tesla is the next one. Big picture view of Tesla right now. And let's see where they are in the pre-market. They were out with news this morning, but it really wasn't moving them. They were down 30 cents on what seemed to be good news. Right now, they're up 53 cents, so 223.65. So same scenario, Rob. You got to be careful. There's a lot of opportunity. They can get back to 245 easy. The news was an upgrade. It was a off-name company. I don't even know who they were. And they had them a price point of like 265 for the year. So how much their announcement weighs in or not may or may not be a big deal. May not be that important right now for them. Meaning for Tesla, might not really move them. But if it does, we could easily get back above that. So I'd probably try above the 245, Robert, if you're looking at bear call. And if you're looking to try doing iron condor on it, I would definitely look above the 245 and below the 205. If you can get away with that, and I'd look to scale out of the other position immediately. In other words, it starts moving up, get out of the bear call spread and hold on to the bull put. Starts dropping, get out of the bull put and hold on to the bear call. All right. Hope that helps, Robert. Let me know down below. Robert Rubin is looking at Uber. They become like my new best friend lately. Friday night. Yeah. So that's why my throat hurts as much as it does. It's not just the wedding. We were screaming yesterday, but Friday night was the Who at UBS Theater. My wife and I went for my birthday. She took me. Great concert. For two men that are 78 and 79 years old or something like that, between Daltrey and Pete Townsend. Man, they rock. Anybody that's friends with me on Facebook, you'll see one of the videos I put up there. We were right at the stage. We were up higher, but right at the stage, we were able to look straight down right on top of the band, which was awesome. So that's why my throat's bothering me much. But Uber was the back and forth to the theater since we're so close and did not see a need to walk like a mile from where you park your car after paying $55 for the parking. So let's see. Uber right now, let's see what their pre-market, UBER. And Robert said last week's range looking to sell puts with thought of the stock staying in a range or if it drifts higher. Okay. So if you're looking at from that $27 up to that $30, yes, I see that. And I like that range in there. The thing to remember here too, Robert, is lower highs, right? Which means we're also looking at potentially lower lows. So on Uber, we're down 7 cents right now. Not a whole lot of movement on it one way or another right now. But if we do get the move to the downside, I'd like to see a retest of the 20.5 and a fail to give me some confirmation. Then I'd be looking at that, if I could sell above that 30 and 3/4 level, 30.35 level, which we have half point increments here. Wow. So I sold 30s. A little tight. It's about 9 cents on the 30 and a half. So it's a little tight. But that's the level I'm looking at. I'd be above the 30 and 35 and below the $27. I'm looking for spreads. All right. I hope that helps, Robert. Let me know in the comments below. And then Karen's asking for SPY. Let's drop those in, or that one in. SPY right now is up 55 cents. Hitting the pivot in the pre-market, then the pullback and drop to the third candle of the move down. So, all right, so pivot is right in here. Do we need 57 and 70 is 13? So we don't, it is in there. It is hitting it, yes. So right about that 364 level, we're up. If we can get the bounce, Karen, you have a clear and concise entry. Take the bounce off that pivot. You have a clear path to resistance. No moving averages in your way there, right? There's nothing to get in your way. That's the clear path. The concise entry is the bounce off of that key level. So yes, it's exactly what I'd be looking for. And of course, using pivot points as well. Once the market opens, how much do you use the pre-market? So once the market opens, I'm not using it. The pre-market has helped me decide what I'm doing at this point. Then it's gone. Market opens up today, Karen. First thing I'm doing on SPY is I'm going to my pivot points. And this is the page I'm focused on, is right here. I'm not looking at anything that happened pre-market. I'm looking at where we closed. This is Thursday close, Friday open. I'm looking at that move. Do I wind up near a pivot point or a fib level, whatever it is? Do we wind up near there? Do we fail, retest, and drop, which is what happened here on Friday, right? If I just kind of scroll it backwards, come on. Okay, we dropped, we retested, and we failed. There's the entry. Actually, my entry was on the second candle because we failed off of there. So we closed here, retested the fib line or the pivot point, dropped, took the bearish entry. If I'm wrong, my stop is just up above the high we had on the first candle, and I'm out of the trade, and I'm done. All right? So I hope that helps, Karen. Let me know down below. Say hey said the audio of the concert was fantastic. I am positive it was even better being there. Yeah, so say hey son on my Facebook page. Yeah, it was. It was awesome. I mean, the sound was good. We were on the third level. We bought tickets kind of late. We were on the third level, and the speakers were at the second level. So you didn't get the full spectrum of sound, but man, it was still good. It was really good quality. And I was standing a good part of the concert because they make you sit down where your knees basically touch your chin, as little as a step they got in there between your seat. So I was standing, and there was a glass wall in front of me that I was able to just sit my arms on and record. I actually killed my battery recording on Friday night. So that was good. So, but I was able to get some real stable video from it. And I was zoomed in all the way. It could 6x on the video, which, again, just really good video quality for it. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Have a great rest of your day. God bless. And I'll see all of you at our next update tomorrow. All right, take care, everyone. Oh, not tomorrow. Today at noon, get in Power Hour. Get yourself registered for that, and I will see all of you then. All right, take care, everyone. See you soon.